folks at home, we are here with ADL Week 6. Now, before I do anything, what is your favorite flavor of ice cream? This is a very important question to me, and I hold it very dear to my heart, as well as many other questions, but this one is by far the most important. We're here with Week 6 today, up against a newcomer in the server, one whom goes by the name of Dazey, I believe. Not like Daisy as in like the flower, but Dazey as in like you're dazed up for real. Yeah, Dazey. I'm pretty sure that's how you pronounce it. If not, my bad, bro. I can't read. But yeah, we're up in this matchup. We don't have a week 5 because our week 5 opponent forfeited, or they got kicked, or something happened with that, and we weren't able to play. So I received a forfeit win, which is quite pog. Which means we are, of course, going into this 4-1, I believe. Yeah, because this is the 6 week, so that's 5 games total. The math works out that way. We're 4-1 heading into this game, and off the rip, it does not look good for our boy. For example, mainly, look at how hard it is for us to break him, right? So we have here the Magirna, which put in work for me last season, so I know that guy's good. The Latias, which, by the way, he stole my core. I literally had that core last season for a little bit. So maybe I was onto something there. Maybe I was cooking. But then again, we made the new greatest heap of all time. And so he has a Latias and a Kyurem, which opens up the first problem I noticed about my team after I made the transactions. If you carefully analyze my team, you will notice I do not have a fairy type, which is a minor oversight by the staff at home. I can't lie. I don't know how we overlooked that little tidbit of information. But we simply don't have one, which means those two dragon type Pokemon are going to be a serious problem in this game. But yeah, other than that, there's a few things that's really bad for us. For example, we don't really have a great way to break Latias and Magirna. Like, one of them is enough, but Latias is super fast. Like, PALAFIN is not able to break it. It has Ice Punch, but, you know, the Latias can have Thunderbolt. Any chip on the fin will not be useful. Jet Punch is also not that useful this game. So we're in a tough bind, and they have Slowking, and Slowking with Chilly Reception plus Kyurem gives the Kyurem a major defense boost, which is annoying. Garganacl can Iron Defense, and then Meowscarada can put up spikes. So it's a pretty scary game. I'm not too jazzed about going into it. I don't really like my matchup, and I don't like that PALAFIN can't really do its job for real. Like, that's not good. Like, that's bad. That's not good at all. Like, PALAFIN is like supposed to do one thing, and it's break stuff, and it can't even do that. So let's go ahead and look at what I brought. I brought PALAFIN anyway because I literally don't know how to think, right? So I just brought it because. But also what this does is it does give me the opportunity to break at least one thing, potentially two. Wave Crash Bulk Up substitute with this Spadef allows me to switch, or allows him to switch into Slowking, which is what he's going to do anyway. And it gives me a substitute. It can't break my sub, so I can freely bulk up, which means if he goes into Latias, I can take away 50% of its health with a Wave Crash and potentially kill it on the next turn. And basically this does enough to potentially sweep, but really it's only if he lets me put up like 2 or 3 bulk ups. If he doesn't let me put up 2 or 3 bulk ups, then he's in a pretty good spot. But this will open up a hole somewhere in the team. It's really good. It can only really set up on the Slowking, which is kind of a problem and kind of a bummer, but it is what it is, I guess. Like, that's kind of the way of the road. But we know Slowking is going to come 100% of the time. Like, it's kind of mandatory against my team because of PALAFIN itself. So that's sick, I guess. Next is this guy we have here, Diggersby. I originally had Band, but Band really wasn't working out, so I decided to run this instead. This is Silk Scarf, Body Slam, Earthquake, Quick Attack, Swords Dance. Pretty simple set. It's a breaker set. This is what will take advantage of punching up holes in my opponent's team. It also gives, and this thing will not let it set up raw, which means it will need screen support. And both of my team, well, it doesn't. Both those attackers don't love my opponent having screens. Body Slam makes it really hard, or makes it annoying and difficult to put up both at least. So pretty solid set. It does have potential in the late game to sweep if things are chipped down enough with Quick Attack and a +2, but ultimately we're not looking for all that. I think there's an extra 40 in Spadef here that I forgot to take away from the last slide, but don't worry about it. I didn't cheat for real. Trust me. Source, trust me, bro. Next set is this RCS. I brought Dragon Dance because I simply can't stop attacking my opponent. Mainly because if the game does drag on for too long, the Magearna plus Latias plus potential screens plus Garganacl will wear me down, and it will not be able to keep up with it for very long. And so this takes advantage of the previous two, breaking the holes. Wild Charge, Earthquake, Dragon Claw, Dragon Dance goes insanely hard in the end game, which is very useful for me. Like, this set will be able to take him down, provided I get to +1 with things chipped, or if I can get to +2, that's great. The insane bulk that Arceus naturally brings is really useful, especially since we're looking to put this to use in the late game. It'll certainly give us an opportunity to break open a sweep potentially. Next is Infernape. Again, we're looking for things to not let the Magearna set up if it's possible, or the Latias set up. So this is both. Close Combat Overheat, Toxic U-Turn threatens all of his potential setups. It threatens, Kyurem Choice Scarf. It threatens Calm Mind Latias with Toxic. It threatens Magearna with Overheat. So it does its job in the sense of it doesn't let my opponent have like too much of a free turn. It also can threaten Volcarona but I didn't think the Volcarona was going to come. Honestly, I don't think it's coming. And it is Choice Scarf, so we do have that nice little speed advantage there. It also is our designated lead. I think Meowscarada lead is too good for him not to, because he doesn't want Palafin to get the momentum right away and be in hero form immediately. So it's pretty safe for us to lead this and just U-turn on out. Next is this guy. To be honest, I think I don't know what I was cooking. I think I was just like, webs are cool. We threw this boy on, and which is true, webs are cool. I think this is actually an immediate check to potential Latias, because Latias is probably going to be Calm Mind Roost, Psychic move, and Electric move for the Palafin, which is what seems like a pretty reasonable set to me. So I decided to run this set. Toxic 2-Wave double status is for the Magearna and or the Latias. The Toxic for the Latias, the Thunder Wave for the Magearna. Volt Switch is just to get me out, get momentum, and Sticky Wave is there to potentially deter non-boots Volcarona at least, and Kyurem. Kaladin is here with screens. I originally had another Choice Scarfer in the form of Hydreigon, but it really just wasn't working out in like when it was like actually came down to business. Light Screen, Reflect, Roost, U-Turn. Very simple set. It's obviously here to support the 3 setup sweepers we have, potentially getting more room. It helps Palafin potentially actually take more than one on his way down, especially against the Latios. If it's not specially defensive and not set up, Palafin has a lot more wiggle room, and Diggersby obviously is naturally pretty fat, so he'll be able to take some hits. But yeah, let's go ahead and swap over to the game. Sick. Alright, yeah, so we're here with the battle. This is the 6 he brought. I wasn't sure about this 6, honestly. I didn't think this was the 6 that... I mean, okay, I definitely the Mag Latias, Meowscarada was coming. I did, and the Slowking. I didn't think the Volcarona would come at all. Yeah, I didn't think the Volcarona would come. And Kyurem coming isn't surprising, so... Yeah, it's a pretty simple 6. We did prep for all this. Like I mentioned before, our lead is Infernape. I think it's pretty safe for him to lead Meowscarada into my team, so I'm just going to go ahead and do that right away. He does want spikes, obviously. There's a potential for Sash, which is fine, because then we break Sash, and now this is in Jet Punch range. We don't have Jet Punch, but he doesn't know that, right? So he goes ahead and U-turns out. We trade, and I get chipped down a little bit. Immediately they go into Volcarona, which is pretty bad for me. I have to let this drop here, because I don't know if he's setting up. If he sets up, I really don't have anything for it, because it could be Psychic Giga Drain, and Psychic Giga Drain will destroy my team at this point. Especially because, I mean, it might not have, but if he's Fire Dance, if he's, what do you call that move? Quiver Dance, Fire Dance, he had a potential to sweep right then and there, which was not Pog. We do not have Jet Punch, obviously, like I said, so we have to let this drop, unfortunately, which means we're off right away and we're in a bad spot. I bring in Finn here to force it out, which is fine. I switch out hard because I don't want to reveal any item to him. I don't want to reveal that I'm not Banded or not Scarf, and I don't even have Flip Turn anyway, so I'm not revealing any information on that Finn. But it is in hero form now, so the next time Slogan comes in, we do have the potential to set up. Then this something crazy happens here. So I'm looking at this exchange, right? And I swear my brain reverted to being 5 years old, and I was like, I can kill something. And instead of letting this live so that Palafin can be useful, I render my own Palafin set useless, because look at his team. Palafin does nothing anymore. I mean, it's faster than the Curum and the Magurna, but it's not killing any of those, right? And so I go ahead and take away the thing that I needed to set up, like an idiot, right? So now, like, my thing is chipped and that's gone, which is like, okay, cool, but whatever. Curum is in here, so I go hard Corviknight on the Dragon Dance, which is not good. He can't kill me here, so he's forced out on my Reflect, which is okay. I light screen here because if he does want to Calm Mind, it's not that big of a deal. He goes ahead and Iron Defenses. I go into, I believe, Infernape here because I don't know what the set is. It could be Body Press. It could be, you know, crazy things. I need more info. He reveals Calm Mind, which makes me think that it's Calm Mind, Stored Power, Draining Kiss. And he does reveal Draining Kiss, so there's no way he's not Stored Power here. I think I keep clicking Overheat, and I don't know why. I should have gone into Diggersby earlier. But I think now I go into Diggersby, correct? Because now I'm at -2. I should go. Yeah, I go Diggersby while the screens are still up and moving. Draining Kiss does 21. Doesn't do that much. I think I go ahead and actually Swords Dance here. Yeah, Swords Dance on the Draining Kiss. And I think I just Earthquake because there's no reason to for him to go Latios, not Mega, and risk his Latios. He lives on 1 HP, which is like annoying, but they are defense and instead of attacking me, which is nice. I Body Slam here because it has no drawback. It always kills, and it stops a potential cheeky play. I think about quick attacking here, but I decided to go back into Kaladin here on the hard Ice Spear, which hits, I believe, 5 times. 4 times, which means I obviously cannot stay in here. I go into Palafin because it really doesn't matter. I could have reflected there. I mean, probably should have, but I just sacked Palafin here. It's kind of a bummer, but Palafin wasn't doing anything anyway. I bring in my Infernape, and I go ahead and CC and revenge this guy, which is pretty huge. Infernape putting in that fat work. This guy comes in and it's going to set up probably, so I just go straight into Kaladin. And if it does Calm Mind, that's totally cool. Otherwise, I force it to attack me and not let me get the light screen up. Because getting light screen up against this is pretty bad since I can just go into Arceus and start setting up. I think he's playing with the impression that Arceus is Calm Mind, so he does not want to give me the opportunity to set up. So he doesn't let me Toxic here, which is annoying. So I Toxic the Meowscarada, bring that down. He brings this back, and I Toxic this because this will ensure a 2-hit KO from Dragon Claw, Dragon Claw, Wild Dragon Claw Tesla. Oh my goodness! Even with its max HP, max defense, and so yeah, we go ahead and exchange here Dragon Claw for Draco Meteor, which picks up the kill, and Volcarona here will always live a Wild Charge, but thanks to Diggersby quick attack in the back, this exchange does not matter. He could have Quiver Dance there and gotten the +2 and whatever. It literally doesn't matter. And the end game from that point on is always ending and quick attack picking up the kill. So week 6, solid game. GG's to my opponent, brought that all the way down to the wire there. Really tough team to battle. But yeah, hopefully WPF. I'll make WPF soon. Honestly, it's just not as fun recording and doing stuff for that league as it is for ADL, so I'm not really doing it. But yeah. I wanted to get this out before I had to go on a work trip. But yeah, that's gonna be all I have for today. Goodbye. God bless. Have a great day.